Of my EDC collection, what top 5 knives have I carried the most in 2017? Let's take a look. Going to start with actually 4 and 5. This is the Spyderco Paramilitary and the Spyderco Mannix 2. Honestly, I don't know out of those two which had more pocket time, but I know on the list of things, these two were probably about 4 and 5 on the list. We'll go over some details on these in the end when we get them all together. Next, number 3, and I didn't plan this, but it happens to be the one I'm carrying today, is the Bradford Guardian 3. A fixed blade of all things. I just love how that sits. I throw the sheath in there, but I've got it on. The sheath sits horizontally on your belt, so I can carry it on the, how I carry it is on the front left side of my belt. So this just slides in, slides out of the sheath. I love this little knife. And they've got some awesome handles for them too, in addition to these. I like how grippy these are, but they've got some nice G10 ones also. So that would be number 3. Number 2 would be the Benchmade grip Tilian. That has seen a lot of pocket time in 2017. And probably number 1, and honestly it's a toss-up between this one and this one, but the Spyderco Endura 4. Which is interesting, and I guess we'll get into the details of these. So if we break these down, and again guys, this is not the best knives out there, it's just what I find myself out of the collection I have carrying. I have been buying a lot of blades this year, and so it's been kind of fun to just see what in my collection that I have is getting most play. Now, I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Spyderco. I just like them. I like the deployment holes. Another thing that stands out to me amongst all of these, even the fixed blade, is generally speaking, I've got some good texture to the handles. That's something I like in, actually, in my guns, but I also like that in my knives. I like aggressive texturing. Yep, it's going to put a little extra wear on your shirt and your pants pockets. Shirt meaning your gun concealment. In your pants pockets with your knife, but it's something that I really like. Other thing that stands out, at least with the folders, is my favorite lock is the access lock, or something similar to, in that it's one-handed closing. So not necessarily the access lock per se, but that functionality where it's one-handed closing, which is interesting because this is the blade that has seen most pocket life over 2017. Another thing I notice, in general, these blades are pretty thin. That's kind of what I tend to go towards. The grip Tilian, however, is pretty bulky in comparison. I don't mind bulky knives whatsoever, but I think I lean towards a little bit thinner knives. Next thing I noticed in preparing for this video, or at least grabbing the knives together, is look at the blade lengths on these. Is I like 3 to 4 inches, if we can get these all together, on my blade length, leaning more towards the 4-inch size. So 3 to 4 inches, more towards that 4-inch on my blade length. Just what I prefer. It's not right or wrong. That's just what I like. And another thing that interests me personally is the fact that this one has the most pocket time, where I like this lock mechanism the best, this locking mechanism, i.e. that one-handed closure. This one, what I really like about this, not over these, because I prefer these locking mechanisms better, but at least for a lockback, it's easy to close. I don't have to dig and cram that thing down to get this to close, and I've never had it fail on me. So those are my top 5 blades carried in 2017. So if you guys would, let me know in the comments below what knives have seen most pocket time for 2017 for you guys. Thanks much for watching. See you.